Hello, we'd like to welcome you guys to a special episode of Across the Desk with Pastor Clark. I'm Pastor Clark, your host. I got a great friend here today. I'm going to let him introduce himself. He can do a better job at it than I can. Go ahead, bro.
How y'all doing? My name is Chef Stanford, Celebrity Chef Stanford, and I'm located out of Charlotte, North Carolina, but I travel anywhere you bring me.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me a bit about the story.
Okay, my biggest story is my inspiration behind my cooking is my grandmother. My grandmother was the mother of the neighborhood, and she would feed any and everybody. It didn't matter who you were or how many people
like
it was.
My grandma.
You know, exactly. You know,
Yeah,
my old
like
grandmother,
grandma,
that's right.
yeah.
I mean, if you knocked on her back door, she knew exactly what that meant.
And I think if I recall right, I think they just come to the back door. She slip some piece of chicken out there, something or whatever.
Well, mine didn't slip a piece of chicken.
Yeah.
She brought you in. She fixed you a whole meal. She fixed you a whole meal, and like I said, it didn't matter how many it was. She would fix a whole meal, and while they're eating, she'd be fixing doggy bags to go. And that was her thing. Like I said, she became the mother of the neighborhood, and everybody knew that once you walk towards or in front of Miss Bessie's front door or her house, you straighten up. All that mess you was doing coming down the street, you stop
You
until you
stop that.
pass. Yeah, you stop that. Yeah,
That's
man.
respect.
Absolutely.
Can't mess with the food.
Yeah,
that's why you
that's
gonna
right.
get that play that. Ain't
Yeah,
go nowhere else. But anyway, you said now that you was that you are a celebrity chef.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to share with the viewing audience who are some of the celebrities they may know that you cook for.
Okay, well, I'm quite sure everybody knows the legendary R&B group Blackstreet. That's going to be Aaron Hall, Guy, Teddy Riley, Dave Hollister. You have your Jay Styles, people like that. And also Cedric Entertainer, D.L. Hewley. Oh, wow, who was Earthquake, DJ Young Fly, just to name a few.
Just name a few.
Just to name a few.
Okay,
absolutely.
now you said I'm just asking some questions, brother. We didn't rehearse this anything. I'm asking questions. You said
This is all off the dome right here.
you
Yes,
said
sir.
now, and you told me that about a certain story that something happened to you.
A few months back, yeah, back in April the 16th, I woke up and the right side of my face was numb, and I went to the bathroom because I was about to cut my hair. And when I reached up to cut my hair, I had a pain that hit me in the center of my chest. I said, well, no, that ain't got nothing to do with the way I slept. So I got dressed and I drove myself to the hospital. I was in the ER no less than 30 minutes. They rushed me into surgery. I was having a heart attack.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was having a heart attack. Less than 30 minutes at the emergency room, I was in surgery. Yeah, man.
Now what? After you got out of the hospital, what you had to go do?
Listen, let me tell you, this is how good God is. Immediately after I got out the hospital, the next weekend is when I picked up the tour with the Legacy Tour. And I was up in Greensboro cooking, doing my thing. Like nothing ever happened. Like nothing ever happened. And God has strengthened me, you know, to continue to do just that. And I've just been picking up more clients, and it's been good. I have nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about.
Now you know if his food good enough for him to cook for the stars, for the elite. We know this brother Must can burn.
Oh, I can burn, baby. I can burn.
So
with
your
the best.
specialty is soul food or
It's all, everything. I touch base on every genre of food, be it American, be it Easternized or whatnot. I do that.
explain that a little more, make that a little more so people like me who may not understand what you just said, make that a little more plainer.
Okay. Now, a lot of American people, they like soul food. I'll cook you soul food, but I want to tease your palates and introduce you to more flavors, like Caribbean flavors, the Eastern flavors. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oxtail.
Well, not necessarily oxtail, because oxtail is still considered soul food. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I want to take you, for example, you ever heard of river shrimp? Not too many people know about the freshwater river shrimp. It's about the size of a lobster.
That's a shrimp.
A shrimp, yes, sir. And you only need 2 to get full.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You know, things of the sort, you know, and just Ethiopian food, things like that. You know, African food. Everything is completely different, but it's all spicy. And you got to know how to mix your spices, because if you don't, The spices will overpower the food, and you got all this hot food wasted, and can't nobody enjoy it.
Nobody too hot to even eat it.
That's it.
I've had food like that, so it wasn't me that the food was too hot.
It was the food.
It was the food, they just didn't cook it right.
Absolutely, they didn't cook it right, man. Like I said, you can spices will have a tendency to take over food, man. But it takes a special person to be able to look and judge how you season it. And I know she saw me do this right here. That was my grandmother's thing. She had arthritis so bad, so when she was doing this here, she wasn't releasing altogether. She was releasing one finger at a time.
That's the seasoning, the flour, whatever.
Or seasoning, be the flour or whatever. She was releasing one finger at a time, and I caught on to what she was doing. She was measuring.
Okay.
By releasing one finger at a time. And what was left in her hand, man, she put it to the side. You didn't have to add nothing to it. What was there was there. You didn't have to put no salt, no pepper. All
she had it right for it.
It was right. And it was right for everybody. She met everybody's palate. And like I said, I just picked up on her skills, took what she was doing, and perfected.
When did you realize that you had a gift to cook?
Oh, man, I'll have to say over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago, every holiday, the phone would start ringing. What you cooking? What you cooking? Everybody, regardless of where they live, were coming in out of town, driving in, flying in to my place to get my food. Especially seafood. Somebody said, I want a bunch of seafood. Well, at that time, I was living at the beach, so I was catching all the seafood I needed. You know
okay.
What I mean? Be it the shrimp, the crab, the fish. I go out and I catch that myself, and I bring it back in, and I see it just right. By the time you sit down, I make you hurt yourself.
I'm gonna get to prepare me and my wife for me. Real short. I'm gonna get you. I just hadn't yet, but I'm gonna get you.
Bring the appetite.
I'm a food connoisseur, bro.
Yes,
I buy food like I shop for clothes. It doesn't matter what it costs. I like to eat good food.
Yeah. Good food costs.
Yeah, it costs.
Good food costs. And what I hate for people to do is say, hey, what kind of discount can you give me? Well, I don't sell discounted food.
You didn't get no discount when you got it.
That's right. I don't sell discounted food. I sell good food. That's what I do. I sell you good food. And it ain't discounted. I didn't buy it at a discount. I'm not selling it at a discount.
So before we close this out, I'm gonna have you to give your contact info.
Okay, you can always reach me on Instagram, and that is going to be Celebrity Chef Stanford, or you can go to Facebook, and that's Cooking with Stanford, a plate of one, dinner for two, date night. That's the name of my show. Also, keep in mind, September the 23rd, we're doing the premiere release in Charlotte at the Independent Theater for my cooking show.
And those of you guys who may be brewing this, you remember you came to my show with the Cabin Cereal Store. We done it at the Independent Movie. You know, it's a great place to come get out in the field.
Absolutely.
And it's a great place to come out, bring your wife out, your husband out, and a great date night. That's why I told you to come out, get a safe environment. And it's a good place to come. And I'll be in the house.
There you go.
I will be in the
yes,
house.
sir. And I look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, I'll be in the house. I'll definitely be in the house. And I just want you to share a little bit before we got got a long time to go. We just rambling, but share a little bit about where the Lord come in to inspire you.
Well, you know what? I realized a long time ago that I had a gift, and then I also realized that it had nothing to do with me, because the word clearly says that your gift will make room for you. So with that being said, I've been introduced to some rooms where I know for a fact Stanford couldn't get me in, but it was my talents, it was my gift that God gave me. Absolutely, they got me in the room, and not only get me in the room, but kept me in the room.
Okay, brother, when we spoke before, you said something that's what I always remember people about something. They say they stick. We might have an hour conversation,
right?
But it might just be one thing you said.
Okay.
That sticks to me. You said something about dating food with food. It has something to do with dating and with food.
Absolutely, absolutely. What men have gotten out of the process or out of the habit of catering back to their wives or their significant other. So what I'm doing, I'm bringing the romance back into the relationship by way of the kitchen. A lot of men go, well, I'm going to take you out to dinner. I'm going to wine and dine you. That's good. I'm not going to wine you. I'm going to dine you. Because if I feed you right, everything else is going to come. You know what I mean? So I don't have to dope you up or drug you up or get you drunk to get you to the love portion of it. Absolutely. I'm bringing the romance back into a relationship.
And to see a man in the kitchen throwing down like that.
Oh, I'll do it, man. I'll cater to it. And you know what? And it doesn't necessarily stop at the kitchen. If it goes to running your bath water, I'll do that. if it
I'm
comes
turn
to,
this thing off, man.
I'm just keeping it real, man. You know, hey, because it's deeper. It's deeper than that. You know,
Right.
I'll run your bath.
But they tell us the closest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Through his stomach. I can feed myself. I'm not looking for her to feed me. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's
But
fine.
by the same token, I believe in catering back to.
Right.
That's right, absolutely. I'll do a feed. I'll rub a feed for you. I got no problem with that.
Okay. Y'all heard him now. I guess he can put his contact info. Now, you single women now, be careful. Rush out now.
Listen, you can always reach out to me and catch me on the business phone. That number's going to be 808-278-7262. And again, that's Celebrity Chef Stanford. A plate of one, dinner for two, date night.
Okay, we're not through, but I'll tell you, man, it was when I met you, I knew I had to have you on. This was the first show I ever did like this. But I've seen a lot of TV cooking shows, and I watch it. I watch it, like I mean, I'm not a bad cook. I can eat my cooking. I don't know about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I cook good for me to eat. My wife like it sometimes, but I think she'd make me think she like the one I feel.
You feeling like
yeah, because I get it there and try.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I tell you, man, God have put some great people in my path. Now, I'm have to ask you a question, though, brother, before we leave. Have you ever cooked for any celebrity they weren't pleased with your cooking?
No, never. Because what I do, I study them. For example, Cedric Entertainer. Before I started cooking anything for him, I did my research. I researched what he likes, what he does not like, you know what I mean? And what he really wants the most, you know? Blackstreet. I studied those guys. I went on the internet. I Googled.
So what
are they doing? Oh, man, a lot of they're doing that lamb chop, man. They're doing my bourbon. They doing my bourbon glazed lamb chop.
Bourbon. I got some. I got some Australian lamb in the refrigerator now.
Okay. Pull it out. You were supposed to have that. You thought I forgot. That's right. I was supposed to throw it out on the place. But I'll tell you what, though, my word is true. I'll come back and make that happen for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'll throw it down for you. Okay. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to your people, to your audience. You know what I mean, and get a good feel for people. That's the only way to make people happy and please them. Okay. You're pleased with the food or whatnot. But when you pay attention to somebody and dig into who they are,
I'm just sitting there thinking, a lot of us go in entertainment for the acting part or for the management part or whatever. But this brother went in for the cooking.
That's right, man.
He came different.
For the longevity.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because all actors got to eat.
Everybody got to eat.
Yeah, they got to eat.
Everybody got to eat. And they need somebody good to make it happen.
And I guess a lot of our higher up celebrities, they don't want to go out to restaurants, so they rather have somebody come into the house.
Listen, I'll do that, man. I'll come directly to you. I'll start you out with a soup and salad. While you working on that, I'm knocking out the main dish. By the time you get through with the main dish, I've already cleaned up the kitchen, packed up, standing at the door waiting to get paid. It's just that simple. It's that clockwork, man.
Now, what's the price for your meal? How do you price?
Well, you know, it all depends on what they want. If you want something that's all exquisite, then you're gonna pay market price. You're not paying my price. You're paying market price. You know,
and that's what I mean. You want to let the people know what they're looking at. So I want to call. I got the $25.
Well, $25. We're gonna get in the car. We're gonna take it to McDonald's. You know,
so we
with $25.
To let the folks know, you get what you pay for.
Absolutely. If you want good food, it's just like a car. You want a good car, you're gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? You like expensive clothes or whatnot, or a house, you're gonna pay for it.
So what are your prices normally start, and where do they go?
For a husband or wife.
Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking about celebrity. I'm talking about for regular person.
Regular people. You know what? I consider nobody as being regular. Everybody's a star in my eye. So everybody gets the star treatment. So for a husband and wife date night, the smallest I can go for a husband and wife date night, depends on what they want. My price start at $450 a night, and that's me coming and me knocking it out for you in the kitchen, and you got to dress the part. So
you want the whole setup,
I want the whole thing, absolutely. If I'm treating you like this, I want you to present yourself like that, absolutely. Look good for him, look good for her. Dress up.
We're just doing in the privacy of your own home.
Absolutely.
So you can be sort of a marriage counselor in the roundabout way. You can save a lot of marriages with that.
Well, you know, I have been asked to give advice, and one of the biggest things that I give advice on is the ladies. They'll say, well, what is it that I can do to make things better? And I clearly tell them. Be his peace. Be that man's peace. Because if he know he can come home to peace, he'll get up the very next morning and go out and do it all over again.
Nobody got to come
home to peace.
Your peace.
But now, what I say, exactly, peace is very valuable. You know what I mean? Because you got to lay down in peace. You know what I mean? There's no way possible I can do what I do and be frustrated if I don't have that inner peace.
Come in somebody's house cooking, you mad, throwing pots around.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
And you know, and for the men, I tell the men all the time, listen, all she wants you to do is listen. Listen. They don't want you to solve nothing. They don't want you to do nothing. You can solve 95% of the problems just by listening.
And I think that's one of my biggest problems. That's being a pastor. We think we're supposed to have all the answers. Yeah, so I find I'm learning now. Just be quiet, man. Let me talk.
And you know what? I had to learn that, you know, because I didn't always know to listen. I didn't always know that. Because I might hear her say something and I'll jump up and run and do it.
She want you to do it.
They want you to do it. She just want to be heard. You know what I mean? Because she had a rough day at work. Things might be going on that she's dealing with in her. You know what I mean?
Just want to talk about it.
Because she don't have the inner peace. And she
but see, I was told in life that it's best to keep your work at work.
Absolutely.
Instead of bringing your problem from work home into the household.
I agree.
Or taking your problem from home to work.
Well, I agree with that. But I also will allow time for you to get your day off of you.
Because I used to find myself, brother, in pastor. Reason why I say that. I used to find myself coming home, and you know, and a lot of things as a pastor I couldn't share with nobody,
right?
Because it was confidence, especially in a counseling session.
Right.
I'm counseling you. I can't come home and share my wife with me. I counsel you about that's between you and I. And the Lord, I can't do that. And a lot of times I found out, man, in doing that, man, it does something to you internally. Because you're holding somebody else's stuff.
You got to know where
inside, and that's inside on top of your own stuff that you're dealing with.
But you know what? In everything, you got to have boundaries. You got to have boundaries. Because if not, then you won't allow me to cross the border over here and bring everything I got and dump it on you. Now you dealing with it, and I'm clean.
Yeah, you gone.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I'm gone. I'm happy, and now you dealing with it. So you got to have boundaries. You got to be able to say, okay, there's a cutoff point. I can hear this. I can hear that. Relationship as well. Let her come home and talk about her day, because when she get through talking about her day, there's nothing left but the two of you. Now you two can reconnect. Because you've been away from each other for 8 hours.
And you got to think, though, a lot of times when you try to respond to stuff like that, you find yourself giving the wrong response.
That's why I say, listen.
Okay, so we almost turned this into a marriage. I mean, a counseling session instead of cooking. But we just flowing with the Spirit of the Lord, let the Lord guide us. We're going to get back on the food part. We just flowing with it. I'm glad my brother came, man. And this one thing I learned about this guy, and one thing Pastor Street told me, if he said he come, he come.
Oh, I'm gonna be here.
He said he gonna be able to tell you.
Be there. Good for that. I'm
and Saturday, man, I just overbooked myself, man. I had so much going on.
Right.
I think, man, I wanted to do it, and I just could. If I gotta do something halfway, brother, I'd rather not.
I hear. But you know what? It actually worked out best for me because I was tired. I've been going, and ever since my heart attack, I made myself a promise. When I get tired or I feel like I need to get away, I shut it down. Listen, I shut it down. I don't care who or what I got going on. I shut it down because self-care is most important.
That's it.
Self-care is most important, which people don't do anymore. And I really encourage everybody to check out self-care. You know what I mean?
See, I run a lot too, man. I run. You do after I stay in High Point. I'm in Charlotte 3 to 4 to 5 times a week sometimes. And I'm older, bro. I mean, it takes toll coming back sometimes. Man, I be tired, man.
Okay, and let me give you a good example. As a pastor, you feed everybody.
Yeah, everybody pulling drums from me.
Who's feeding you? You see what I'm saying?
Mrs. in there. Now, I can't.
I get that. Yeah. I get she's feeding you, but what I am saying is that everybody brings everything and dump it all on you. When do you get a chance to step back and say, okay?
It's hardly ever. But you know, this is what I do, bro. Now, I mean, I can't solve everybody else's problem.
No, you can't.
I don't even try.
You cannot.
Even when it comes to my kids,
Mm-hmm.
I tell them to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
My days of figuring stuff out for other people is over.
It's over.
I did that for almost 40 years, you know what I'm saying? It's done. I'm done with that part of my life, man. I'm enjoying me and my wife now.
Right. But now keep in mind now, and I know you know this, but I'm just going to reiterate. The word says that a wise man seeks counsel. Now, it's okay for me to come to you and say, Pastor, I want to talk to you about something. It's okay for me to do that. Pastor, what's your opinion? You can give me your opinion, and you can still be at peace, and I walk away.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
But
okay.
you can't allow everybody to come and dump on you.
I have several pastors that I pastor.
Right.
You know, but listen, in that, man, I found out. And I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real right now.
Okay.
I found out, man, a lot of times when somebody's dealing with something,
Mm-hmm.
when they come to you for advice or whatever, they already got it in their mind.
Mm-hmm. What they gonna do?
What they gonna do?
Exactly.
And so, but if your answer don't agree with what they already
Don't line
gonna do,
up. Exactly.
yeah, you know, it becomes, you know, an argument almost
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. So I've learned, man, a lot of times in a situation like that, it's best not to say nothing.
Well, again, that's
And
what
I tell people, man, bro, I don't know.
Okay, well, there goes that word I used earlier. Boundaries. The moment you see that it's going to the left and it's supposed to be here, that's when you as a pastor or as a leader, shut it down.
And you know, and everything you saying, bro, is
down.
good. But it don't work like that, though.
Not all the time. Not all the time. You know,
I
it doesn't
mean,
always
probably
work like that, you know?
not 50% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I say, even you, I'm gonna put it in a better understanding. Me, I'm good to this myself at times.
Okay.
You know, say for instance, me and you know a lot of the same people.
Right.
We might even be related or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we get into a conversation. Not physical, but just get into
Mm-hmm.
you know, a back and forth with this,
Right.
you know. And a lot of times we'll pick up the phone, start calling people, and tell them about what happened. You know what this Negro did?
Right. Well, see, there again.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
And what we'll find, if we're not careful, we'll find ourselves jumping from person to person
Mm-hmm.
until we find that person that agree with what you're talking about.
That would agree, exactly.
And I don't know about it, agree, they be mad at that person you called because they ain't agreeing.
And I'm gonna tell you, 9 times out of 10, the person that listen and agree already got something against you. But there again, let's take it back to the word. The word says that if I have aught with my brother, go to him. So you and I, we just met not too long ago. But I know for a fact, if there's any disagreements about between you and I,
oh, bro, believe me.
I'm
I
coming
mean,
to you.
if you know anybody that know me,
I'm coming to you.
I mean, I don't bite my tongue because
Yes,
it hurt.
sir. Exactly.
You know, and I'm a man. I'm quite sure you are, man. I'm gonna say what I feel like I need to say, whether you like it, agree with it or not. I'm not gonna hold it inside and be wondering. You know, a lot of times we be afraid of what the other people gonna feel, person gonna feel. But if we both men, especially men of God,
men of Christ, that's right.
You know, we should be able to talk like two men without even thinking about the physical part or falling out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to agree with everything you say.
But you know
what?
Agree with everything I say. But now let me back up just a little bit and make this clear. In every relationship, be it friendship, marriage, or business, what people do not establish is that we have to agree to disagree.
That's it. And I'm going to take it a step further than that. Okay. You know, it's not a friend. We don't have a true friendship if I can't tell you what I feel about a certain thing without you
getting upset. Yeah.
We're not friends. We just going along to get along.
Okay.
And see, friends tell a person.
Right.
You know, say for instance, I said that my breath was real stinking or whatever, and you didn't tell me, but you got on that nigga breath was stinking.
Right.
He know you ain't my friend, but he say, bro, he go mint, man, I'll give you a mint.
Right.
You know, I'm offer you, ain't just offer. You know,
but you taking it now?
I'm taking it out off. I tried, but you understand what I'm saying? See,
I do.
Stuff like that, man. It's people. You know, I hear people say all the time, I'm real, but I don't think a lot of folks understand what being real is.
You know what? That's because people tie up emotions. I don't deal with emotions. I don't deal with emotions because they come and go.
And change.
The moment you introduce emotions into any situation.
Now, when you say your emotions, what are you saying? Your feelings or
absolutely your feelings? Yeah.
Well, how
because I can't. Okay, this phone, man, this is a good phone. It's alright, but it's your phone and you like it and you get put.
My phone.
No, man, this ain't your phone.
Oh,
your phone's over there, man. Come on,
case.
This ain't your case, man. See what I'm saying?
You got sleep.
You see, that's your phone over there making that noise. It's supposed to be on vibrate like mine.
Yeah,
but like I said, because you tied to that phone or you tied to a situation, because I said something about it. Now you're getting in your feelings. Check your feelings at the door because everything I say is not going to weigh on.
True, but see, now you got to think, bro.
Okay.
Now this is a real good conversation. I call it we dialogue real good.
Yes, sir.
But this is the thing. A lot of folks don't know how to say nothing.
Right.
They say you might have said the right thing, but you said it the wrong way.
Not only that, but saying the right thing at the wrong time.
Same thing.
Very detrimental.
Same thing.
Very detrimental. You know what I mean?
Something I want to say, but I don't think I need to say that on air.
Okay.
Because the person I'm saying about to see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
But anyway, man, it just, and see, people think, and I'm going to tell you what happened to me as a pastor. I had one of my deacons, this was some years ago, wanted to sit down to counsel with me, talk to me about some personal problems he was having. And we did, and he said something to me, man, that changed my life as a pastor.
Okay.
You don't even know. And first, remember back, this is a brother, man, that I met, man, back in the mid-'80s. I was pastoring in Gastonia. But I lived in Hickory Road.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming. Now I don't know how I ended up coming through downtown Charlotte. But I was right. Remember what Kim used to be at downtown Charlotte? Mm-hmm. I was right at that light right there. This two guys was on that bench right at the bus stop right there. And it was raining outside, man. They was holding each other up. Mm-hmm. They were drunk or whatever. And the Lord put on my heart to go over there and witness to him. I was like, God, man, it's raining outside, man. I just who that guy, man, I ain't got this car. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm talking to him, man. I ain't getting out. So I drove on home. When I turned to my driveway, I heard the Spirit of God really impressed upon me. Mm-hmm. I asked you to go witness to them young man. Bruh, I put my car in reverse. Bad, I got the driveway. Shot back downtown. Was praying. Now, you know how far a drive that is.
Right.
And praying those guys be still there, and they were. And so I was so anxious to get out and talk to them because I know I had disobeyed God that I pulled my car into ongoing traffic. Mm-hmm. It was late at night, so I got the car and I woke up cussing and stuff. So they asked me for some food, for something to eat. So I ended up putting these guys in my car, taking them back to my house. My wife at that time had made some spaghetti that day. Mm-hmm. I gave my plate spaghetti, and I was taking them back. And my son right there on that picture right there, mm-hmm. he rode with me to take them back downtown. They want me to take them back to the public library downtown. Mm-hmm. And so I did. They say, Ray, you got $5 we can have. I said, oh, here we go now. Here we go. Well, I knew that was coming. You're doing good up to now. So I gave them the $5. They say, well, pick us up at church Sunday. Like I'll meet y'all right here Sunday such time. So Sunday morning came. My son said, Dad, you going to pick them guys up? I said, but them guys ain't coming up, man. Them guys ain't coming to the church, man. You believe that? Then they said they get that money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He said, how you know they ain't coming? You ain't going to see. Mm-hmm. So to prove me right, I said, get in the car, but you ride with me. We pull up down, they stand there waiting on the dog.
Waiting on you.
And I was laughing because they had on two little neckties, like clamp-on kid neckties.
right.
And it was funny. I wasn't laughing out until they got in the car. But these guys ended up being deacons of the church, man. One name was Anthony Love he was from Louisiana, and Dale Gilliam was from New York. They both had migrated Charlotte. They was living in the graveyard downtown Charlotte. But I'm going somewhere with this. So I watched God transform these brothers' lives. And both of these guys got jobs at Charlotte Mecklenburg school system. Wow. Anthony Love is a pastor now. One named Darrell, he's the head. When he moved from Charlotte, he was over 3 or 4 schools in Charlotte. He got married and moved to South Carolina. But anyway, my point is that, what was my point? My point is this, that this guy that I met on the park bench, mm-hmm. on the downtown bench was able to speak a word to me,
right,
that revolutionized my life.
Right. He can use anything.
He told me, say, Pastor, you don't have all the answers, man. Up until that point, I thought when you come to me a counselor, you're coming for an answer. Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, some people just want you to listen. Mm-hmm. But they don't tell you to listen in seminary. They tell you that I always have an answer. You're supposed to be the problem solver.
Yeah.
He said, Pastor, you don't have all the answers, man. And that rung in my ear, man, for years. Yeah. And so they helped me learn how to listen. Now, I retired from church in Pennsylvania. I pastored a church with 7,300 members, and it was just all whites. I was only black in the church. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine some of the stuff. I know all of them that like me.
Right.
Because I'm not a black dude trying that white. I'm black from the hood.
Right.
Love hood stuff.
Right.
Still like rap music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just my environment. I love the Lord with all my heart. Don't get me wrong. But I some stuff that ain't right, I still like.
Right.
I don't go out doing nothing wrong or nothing like that, because I thank God I don't have to.
And you know, let me jump in real quick.
Okay.
And I can appreciate you saying that you some things that are not right you still like. I can appreciate that transparency. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people can't be transparent and lay it out there and say what it is. So I thank you.
And you know what?
Thank you for
people like that, person like that. I want you to hear me tonight. Anybody that's like that. If you're afraid to be transparent, mm-hmm. you really ain't giving God what He requires of you. God say, "Those who worship Me," talking about mm-hmm. you must be real. He telling you be transparent, be real, keep it real with me. Exactly. So if I can't be real with God, God know what you like, mm-hmm. whether He tell me or not.
Yeah, it's all a work in progress.
You know, so I ain't afraid to tell you where God brought me from. But I still got track miles. I was having at it. I ain't afraid to tell that. Right. God brought me from a mighty long way. God brought me from eating out of garbage cans. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, so I ain't afraid, brother. I get happy when I think about where God brought me from.
Oh, I get it.
I was in Gain. Still got a bullet right there in my head, man. Mm-hmm. I was paralyzed on one side of my body. I got shot 7 times. You know what I'm saying? God brought me through a lot, man. When the doctor said I would never walk or talk again. Look at me, bro.
Right.
You think I won't be transparent because of some person?
Yeah. And see, and that's where a lot of people are. They're in the position as to where they want to share their story. They want to say what it really is. But they're scared of what the next person might say.
And they'll never be free. 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 One thing I realized, ain't no person, you or nobody I meet in life, I don't care if the Heisman Trophy winner, the Super Bowl MVP or whatever. Yeah. They don't have a heaven and hell to put me in, bro. They got to get it just like I do.
And that's why I was talking to a guy last week, and I'll say this again. Be true to thine own self.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
And if somebody can't accept me for who me, you don't need to be around me. You can't accept me for who I am. I'm not going. Cause ain't no amount of money can make me live a lie. Mm-hmm. Because I know I got money. Not me. I have money, man. I got it good now. You know what I'm saying? I have it, so I don't care about that. I'm not chasing money. Chase me. You know what I'm saying? That's who it is with me, bro. I'm just real like that. I always been like that. I ain't just got like that. I always been that way. I'm saying I thank God for the way that He made me, man.
Right.
Because I owe no man nothing but to love him.
That's it. That's it.
You know, that's the way I move. And a lot of people don't like that. He cocky or whatever. No, man, it ain't like that. I'm just real.
It's real. Real.
I'm just real, man. You know,
absolutely.
I'm just real, man. And I love people.
Right.
And I have a great love for preachers. Because I understand the plight of a preacher. I understand what preachers have to deal with.
It's not easy.
Man, I won't wish it on my worst enemy, brother. I'm telling you, I'm so glad, man. I done been off of 2 churches this year. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not doing that no more. Unless God say so. I don't see myself trying to be nobody pastor, man. I mean, it ain't worth the headache. It ain't worth the agony for me, man.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that pastors, one of the biggest mistakes that they make, moving and operating outside of the word.
My life is a ministry, brother. I find myself now, but I got a part of nothing to do with me. Man, you think I'm bad? That lady in there, Ooh, we eat out probably. That's why you was a blessing, man. We eat out probably 6 days a week.
Right.
She ought to ever cook, and she can cook. But she ought to ever. But anyway, we go out to eat or something. I learned now how to go get in the car, cause she gonna find her somebody with Jesus too.
Yeah.
I said, you ain't happy. She sad. She come at that restaurant and they find nobody on top of the best. I'd rather go get in the car and wait. I see you in the car, baby.
Yeah.
And that's because we both have a love for the things of God and for the people of God. And we see the way the direction this world is really headed in.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, this world got so many people living outside their means, man. Trying to live in the houses they can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
Just to look good for somebody who don't even care.
Who don't even care. And when you lose it all, they still gonna be talking about it.
yeah. And they know that people know when you're struggling, man. They might not say they know you. They like to see you struggling. You know, and that's what make me. That's why me and her get along so good, man. Cause we have the same mentality. You know, when the Bible speaks of your helpmate, in the Greek it means somebody that's suitable for you. That's my wife. She was suitable for me.
Yeah.
Might have took me 30-something years to meet her.
Right.
But God had her waiting for me. The things happened in her life, the things happened in my life to bring us together. We ain't want to get into that. We'll get back to this cooking thing. But since we went that way, I just flow with it.
It's not a problem.
I just flow. So we get back to this cooking. So how would somebody find out about your night that you are free to be a service to cook for someone? How
Like
you have a website up and everything?
Like I said, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, and that's at Celebrity Chef Stanford. Or you can call the office phone, like I said, 808-278-7262. You can always reach me those two ways.
Or you can reach me, and I connect.
Absolutely, not a problem.
But let me try him first, though, and I'll let you know.
Oh, listen, he gonna let me know. He gonna let you know. He gonna let you know. Absolutely.
But man, I tell you, brother. I enjoyed it, man.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know which way we was going to go with it, but I enjoyed it. Now, before we close off the air, tell them who you are one more time.
My name is Celebrity Chef Stanford, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, you can reach me at 808-278-7262. You can reach out to me on Instagram. That's at Celebrity Chef Stanford, or you can catch me on Facebook, and that's going to be Stanford is Cooking.
And now, if you guys would like, you shoot me a message, something, I can send you this menu. I got this food. I got all this food, all this special.
I noticed you down there.
Yeah. I got all this dishes. I tell you that it's good. He's all right, man.
Yeah, I try. I appreciate you. Absolutely.
I thank God for you, brother. And this won't be the last time y'all see him.
I'll be back.
I'm gonna be at this event.
I tell you what, the next time y'all see me, we're gonna be doing it live. Okay? He promised me that I was gonna cook for him. I'm going to be in this kitchen throwing down and making it happen for him. So the next time y'all see me, it's going to be grilling with Stanford in his kitchen, making it happen.
Okay, y'all heard that right. Okay,
that's right.
Okay.
That's
now
right.
Tell me about your premiere that's coming up.
I got a premiere coming up September 23rd. It's going to be at the Independent Theater there in Charlotte. And it's actually going to premiere my cooking show. It's going to premiere my producers, the different events we got coming up, all the different people that I'm working with, the different celebrities that got coming I'm working with in the future. It's just full of surprises, okay? I can promise you this right here. That night is going to be an exciting night for everybody that shows up.
Something I just thought about when I asked you, are you going to have any sample dishes at your premiere?
Oh, man, when you hit the door, I'm going to take care of you.
Oh, yeah.
When you hit the door, I'm going to take care of you. Not only that, but later on throughout the show, it is a show because I've been in entertainment all my life. Later on throughout the show, I will be sending out samples with my serving crew, sampling some of the dishes that I will prepare, along with Chef Vaughn. Chef Vaughn is the owner of Iconic Magazine, which I just did a photo shoot 3 weeks ago in Atlanta.
Okay. I think that's the one I got posted on my page.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, y'all heard it. Chef, give me the name again.
Celebrity Chef Stanford.
Celebrity, you guys know I ain't good with names. Celebrity Chef Stanford. We thank God that you came by, the brother sit below Pastor Clark across the desk. And I'm going to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to ask you guys to go subscribe to my channel. If you hadn't already subscribed, push your like button, push the share button, share it with your neighbor, share it with your friend. Say Pastor Clark had a cook on there with me today.
That's right.
A male cook. And he's one of the best out there.
And throwing down.
So we're going to say bye for now. Thank you, and may God bless you and heaven smile upon you. Goodbye. Thank you, brother.
I thank you.